Hey guys, how's it going? It's AdamaSanguine and welcome to the Haba. So today I thought I'd actually show you this quaint little building that I found, or shack, or shed, that's right on the docks. It looks like it used to be some type of a store at one time, maybe another kind of a general store, gift shop, something like that. We got the Nuka-Cola sign there, of course. But fair warning ahead, guys, there are some spoilers for those that have not done the Far Harbor missions, so please turn back now. But for those that want to enjoy this fun build, please stand by. So before I get started, I wanted to make this a bit of an immersive build. So to do that, we have this gentleman back here, Andre, and Andre is very sick with rad poisoning and some other type of diseases. So there's a little bit of a story behind that. And before we do that, let's listen to the story, get a little background.
For it right here, all official.
You want his what? Gun. His body's not cold yet. So what's his stays his until then.
Mr. Lee's lined me up a deal. More than enough caps to get off this cursed island. I need that gun.
A miserable rascal like you doesn't deserve to be on this island. You should be praying for your friend instead of reading up on his will. Now, get the hell out of my clinic.
The Lees sell guns.
All right, so let's find out what we can actually do to help this gentleman. Excuse me, Doc, can you tell me more about Andre?
Wait, no. It's a mainlander. Well, welcome to my little clinic. If you need doctoring, speak up. I wish I had time for some proper conversation, but my work's never done.
Who's Andre?
Poor Andre is my patient over there. He spent too long a spell in the fog. You may think you know your mainland radiation poisoning, but we got our own special brand.
Well, actually, I just happen to be a medical genius.
I know a few things about medicine. Can I try to help him?
You say, what? You? Help? Well, poor Andre's got it bad. Good as dead. Well, I suppose there's no harm letting you have a poke, but I'll be watching you.
You know, at first I thought he was actually being condescending, but I think it's more or less of trust of people from outside the Haba. So with this, you have several options. So you, of course, if you have intelligence of 8 or medic 2, or you have the mysterious serum, which you receive for doing the missions for Jack Cabot, which I have already done. So we'll go ahead and use the mysterious serum, and look at that. We inject him, and he immediately starts to feel better. As I said, I'm a bit of a whiz, so there you go, Doc. He's looks like he's recovering quite nicely. Now, once you heal him, you do have to wait 24 hours. You'll have to leave the load cell and come back. And this is where I started to get annoyed with the doctor, because every time I came near him, he actually tried to sell me something. So let's go down to utilities, and we'll go ahead and grab the workbench. It does cost 1 cap. And there we go. Awesome. So let's go talk to Andre. And hello, Andre. How are you feeling, buddy?
I was just doing my civic duty.
You're obviously not from here. Gratitude. It's a hard thing out here. So, yeah, this island. It has taken my husband. It has taken everything. This island is a sickness. Don't you see? It's evil. As soon as I am well, I am going to grab as many guns as I can carry. And I will slaughter everything in my path until the island is clean, or I am no more.
I wish you well, Andre.
I will not go down easily, my friend.
You here for doctoring?
All right, so now that we have that out of the way, the first thing... No thanks, I'm good, Doc. So basically, once we have that out of the way, I wanted to go ahead and pull up the workbench, and we'll go ahead and fetch that in. Again, I'm using Build Anywhere for this option. If you guys are interested in that, it is a fantastic mod. But I thought we'd put it right back here, right where the bed was at, which is, again, why I wanted to kind of make this part of the immersion, as in to had to do it to get it out of the way. I also wanted to create my own crafting stations just to use throughout this build, because at this point I hadn't really done anything in the game. So go ahead and scrap out the armor, the workbench, the chemistry station. I do put a brand new one back in the doctor's office, and this one up here comes in very handy just for the simple fact that, again, the doctor is really able to move her out of the way. Again, the doctor, every time you go to use his chemistry station, he does want to interact with you. So there's no reason to put this in. Again, I just wanted it to look like how we found it, and again, I wanted to be able to use it how I wanted. Now, one thing to remember that you want to be careful with any build anywhere is you got to be very careful not to mess with anything that has to do with the actual scripting of the main story, because again, you're going to run yourself into a lot of issues. So of course, if you scrap any main characters that you can do that aren't marked as essential, and of course if your camera is offset, anything that you get in the way, for instance this chair here actually got in the way. So here we are again. I found this by accident. So I just saw that it was able to highlight the wood, so I decided to scrap it out to see what was behind it. And lo and behold, we found this little empty room. Very nice. A lot of things that we can do even though it is so small. And the first thing I thought when I saw this, there has got to be a skylight in there. That would be so awesome and epic just for this little tiny little room. Alright, maybe not epic, but you know what I mean. Nice. Yeah, so let's go ahead and bust out the build menu. And what do we have? So this was just kind of a test, because obviously you can see out through this entire wall. It is invisible from the inside, but on outside, of course, we just have the standard fishing shack skin, and then we have the plywood that's in between there. So later on, I do change this out. Again, I was just trying this out just to see what actually would work for me, and try not to glitch it through the wall. So here's part 2 of that. I decided to go ahead and keep that wall. Have I added the farm wall yet? Yeah, I've actually added the standard farm wall from the inside, and then at this point I'm actually just trying to cover up my framing on the inside. As you guys know, I like to do now in any of my builds that use the warehouse or farm materials. So go ahead and do the same thing. This is actually going to become the bedroom back here. Nice. And we'll go ahead and put that around. Very careful with this. There was a couple of spots where I did get a little too low, and I didn't realize until I was actually recording. But that's okay. It still is going to look pretty nice. This one actually got all the way up to the top, which was pretty awesome. Nice. Go ahead and put that back on here. And let's go ahead. I think next we're going to pull out a doorway. And with the doorway, you want to be very careful. If you get it a little bit too low, it's either one going to interfere with your doors not snapping in place, or you're not going to be able to walk through. I actually had another build that I was working on where I got the doorways too low. I actually got stuck. So if you sink them down a little too much, I don't notice the clipping here at first of the first frame. I didn't glitch it over far enough on the right hand side there. So I actually do look at the base. So it looks fine on that side, but then you go over and of course you see a little bit of that clip in there. So we'll go ahead and re-straighten that back out. Easy peasy. Nice. I do also put in brand new kick plates. Is it kick plates? I always forget that word, don't I? Over the... Anyway, doesn't matter. Little place that goes underneath the door. Nice. It also is going to bring it up above and make it look like it's actually set up above the new flooring that I put in here as well. Actually, don't use any kind of wood floors. I actually end up using some, I believe it's actually called the rusted metal. It's in USO's flooring mats, carpet and tile. And it actually just looks like, actually almost like a bomber suede, which was pretty nice. So I thought that would be a nice touch for a bachelor pad. Gotten kind of adept at doing these. Even though a few things are a little bit crooked, but you know, it only gets to so much that you can do with the standard PlayStation controller. Also still having that same glitch, you'll notice it a couple of places. Here I'm putting in the ceiling. In this place I'm actually going to use a whatever, not an arch ceiling, but the vaulted ceiling back there just to cover up that fishing shack. So here we go, that. But anyway, yeah, so I'm actually still having trouble with my controller. There'll be a few times you'll see it in this video where my controller or my character will actually just jump to the left, which was really annoying. It took a lot longer to build this because of that, because I was constantly having to fight and throw my controller back to the right, and I'll jump to the left. So anyway, took a little bit of doing, but we got that in there. From a distance it looked like it was clipping, but it wasn't so bad. At this point I added a door. I do actually remove that door and just put up some standard curtains there. But so here's how I have that. I'm going to put some plywood in there just to make that more immersive, so that it looks the same on the inside and the outside, with the exception of the fishing shack skins, which I don't like working with anymore. I'll explain that another day. Awesome. So with this, I'm just going to use the, well, I guess Sardeliac. I've seen you use this, and Japik, which the double post here from the wire fencing. And of course the quap tool can still work as the pillar glitch, standard vanilla there. So if you notice that little gap there, just want to cover up because it was going to bug me if I kept seeing that through the corner. Nice, got that fixed. And that's pretty much it. Okay, so now I got this really cool little idea. Everybody's been doing the interesting beds, or bringing the interesting beds back ever since Phoenix Denise came back into the building. So I thought I'd do my own. I wanted to do a nice little box frame, and I have this stainless steel shelf under USO. It'll work fine with a standard wood bookshelf, but I thought this would give it a little bit of character, make it stand out a little bit more. I did use the rusted metal to match. There's like a green metal, but it almost matched the wood too much, and it was really hard to see it in the evening. But I got 4 bookshelves and then 1 mini shelf, and we'll put that on the end, and you'll see how it turned out. It looked nice, like kind of reminiscent of a race car bed, which actually gave me some other ideas, but I might work on that another time. Nice. Look at that. Look how nifty that is. I mean, there was a couple of little shelves you could see poking out through the side there, but you know, this was the first time I'd done it. I'm going to make some improvements. I'm already working on another build for you guys as well. By the time this posts on YouTube, there will be a sneak peek at the end of this video, which will show you what I'm up to next. So one last look at the build, and here's how it turned out. Turned out awesome. I really like it. This is, I'm not sure how many builds I'm going to be able to do over in Far Harbor, but this is quite nice. I wanted to do something different, out the ordinary. Oh, there's my robot provisioner. Didn't really do anything with the bathroom. Just wanted to keep this fairly basic. Just wanted to have one, because apparently I'm the only one with a bathroom on this island. Got the red brick there. Nice. Using a variation of the Sardeliac oil lamp, I actually clipped it on the bottom instead of on the top. And if you notice, this wire actually mounted up on the post there, and then hid all the way around. If you see on the top of the, next to the steeple there, I actually now have the clear weather shells that I can launch from my front door. This is the first time in a long time that I've seen blue skies in Far Harbor. Look at that. Awesome. Looks really great at night too. And I put in a brand new table there because the other one was kind of crappy as well. Again, I wanted to keep this immersive. I didn't want to change too much. Didn't want to interfere with anything. But look at this. Look at this gorgeous room here. I got the red brick in here. I wanted the gray brick, but that doesn't exist in USO, at least on PlayStation. And there is no brown brick in the farm tab. Got my nice Brahmin skull, kind of one of my trademarks there. Nice. And we got the mother of the fog icon. Great, now we need a mother of the frog. Should be right there with the anglers. And of course we got the metal screen door here. Thought that would be nice to go back into the kitchen area. Of course my stove does work, and man, I moved this ceiling a little bit just so that it wasn't clipping. This one actually turned out better than the one in the living room. Got a stash of Pip Boys there for any companions that I bring with. And of course got to have my standard bathroom. And this is probably the third one, and now I'm showing you guys again for those that missed the last couple of builds. So this sink actually works. It's the crappy sink on top of the new sink. Just glitch those together. You do have to move the decorations to use it. But again, did the decorations mostly for YouTube, or actually the showing that it works for YouTube. The decorations I leave for myself. Nice. Man, I really love this. Wanted to put a few more things in there, but I was starting to run out of room. Was able to get the first aid kit. Look at this. Didn't that turn out nice? Kind of a double skylight there. Got the cigar there, and of course, gonna have the mailbox there, which is very nice for small storage. And at this point in the game, I've already beaten it, so got a couple little armors there. Won't tell you how I got those. You guys can do this DLC for yourself. Awesome. Well, guys. Oh, here, check this out. Turn the light on here so you could see it. Actually glitch this 44 Magnum right underneath the desk. Figured that'd be a nice place to stash it. Nice. And of course, look at the floor. Look at that. To me, it looks like a bomber suede. Oop, there goes my controller again. To me, it looks like a bomber suede. Well, that's pretty much going to wrap up this tour, guys. I hope you enjoyed it. I am working on something else. There'll be a little sneak peek at the end. We'll do a short little night tour. I am AdamaSanguine. I love you all. I'm out.